And good morning, Savannah and the Low Country. And it's a little chilly. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas, a day late. But it's the Coach and AD. Where are we from, Chad?
Live from Coach's Corner, Center of Sports Universe.
And it's a chilly Saturday morning for the Karl DeMasi Sports Report right here inside a very chilly Coach's Corner. Remember, they were closed yesterday.
They were closed.
So,
take what, maybe 3 days off a year?
That's probably all they take off. So right now it's a little chilly inside here, but we're here. We're back Saturday morning. Haven't missed a beat since March 28th, and once again, it's a lot of fun. So
yeah, man, we're gonna warm you up with a lot of sports talk here as the man himself is getting the TVs fired up for all the games that's gonna be on Coach's Corner today, and a lot of games coming up. A lot of sports. We had basketball. We had football last night. We got a lot of things.
NBA basketball.
NBA basketball. We got a lot going on, man.
A lot going on. I think they said that's the first NFL game that's been on Christmas Day in 17 years, I think.
It was great to have it, though.
Well, Alvin Kamara, I mean, he got some six touchdowns in the game, so that was a lot of fun. But we got a great lineup for you. We'll start off, of course, we come in 3 steps in the door, and then we take 3 steps out the door, okay, at the end of the show. So 3 steps in the door, we'll break down high school, college, and pro sports in the area. Then we'll get to our second segment, which is we're going to talk a little basketball with the legendary. He's been doing this for a long time. Dewey Delettre from the Savannah Basketball Association, talking about the 30-second clock, which comes into play on Monday.
Yes, man. Country Day is hosting tournament, and they're going to use we had as Georgia High School. You could use it in tournaments this year. The next year you could put it in full if you wanted to. And so Country Day is going to test it out for everybody, and we're going to see what it looks like on Monday.
Find out what the guys in these stripes have to say. They're not stripes anymore. They're great. They took away the stripes. You know that?
Well,
that's strange.
Did
they have stripes in them? I thought they were just like plain gray now.
I think some of them still
wear.
I think they have alternate. They have alternate.
Okay.
I think they have alternate jerseys now for officials.
Then, of course, Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic Athlete Week. This young man, we wanted to get him on a couple of weeks ago, but he had a little tournament last week at the Forest City Gun Club. His name is Colt Bragg. He's from Pinewood Christian Academy. Colt Bragg, give him a Colt 45. Not the drink, the gun. Okay. But anyway, Clay sports shooter, Pinewood Christian Academy senior, comes from Claxton, but he shoots for the 17 South Rod and Gun Club in Richmond Hill. Phenomenal kid, just committed to go shoot clay sports at the University of Alabama.
Roll Tide, roll.
We talked about this Wednesday night. How many kids have opportunities now to get scholarships? We'll get into that. Flag football, clay sports shooting, bass fishing now. Believe it or not, surfing has college scholarships. So people don't realize it. They just think football, basketball, and baseball, but there's other. Okay, so Colt Bragg from Pinewood Christian Academy. He's our Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic Athlete of the Week. Okay, and then we're going to get into the guys leaving. He's from Spokane, Washington. This is going to be normal for him.
Yeah, he's going to feel right back. I mean, he's
up there in the great Northwest.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, he's going back to Washington, but he's been here for 5 years. Has done a great job with the local sports scene. WSAV, still the sports director. I think to the end of the week, he'll tell us. Greg Talbot. So that should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, Greg's done a phenomenal job. Getting high school football back on TV with WSAV in the games of the week.
Friday Night Blitz.
Friday Night Blitz, man. So
it used to be the kid and the coach, but they started going to I guess what'd you say, like what's the word I'm looking for?
I'm not sure.
Special guests,
special
co-host, special color, whatever it may be. So once again, I did it for 2 years with Greg. It was a lot of fun. So let's get into 3 steps in the door. First step, okay, high school sports. I'm going to send this out. I know he's sitting here waiting to talk about it. He's biting at the bit. Let's talk about high school girls flag football. The state championship up at Georgia Center Pack Park. The old Turner Field that was turned into a football stadium. Yeah. The TED. Okay, Calvary Day School will take on Portal for the Class 1A, 5A classification. Pretty exciting there, Chad.
It is. It's pretty awesome. Been going through all the logistics really since last Wednesday when we finished, and usually a normal week to get ready for anything state championship wise is about 7 days, 6-7 days, but we're trying to do logistics in about three over Christmas as well. So, right. But it's great. So it's really exciting. These girls are going to be treated just like everybody else. The timetable, the breakdown, everything from, running out of the tunnel to TV timeouts to GPB. And so It's super exciting. We got practice today and then a walk through to tomorrow before we head up to Atlanta. So it is really exciting. So these girls, the like I said, A through 5A is Portal versus Calvary. So 2 teams from the same area playing for a state championship. We finished tied 6-6 in our first match. First game during the regular season. Then the 6A, 7A is West Forsyth versus Hillgrove. 2 very talented teams as well. And then it will go the normal round, Class A private, Class A public that day. But everybody be treated the same. We got sweet tickets. We got everything else. So Georgia High School has just done a great job making these girls feel like, hey, they are a part of the action, just like the guys come Monday.
I'll get back to the second. I just don't want people to think that I'm dissing this guy because I'm looking the other day, because he gets over here, he's shooting out the information. I'm working all the behind the scenes productions.
He's got 3 other computers going on over here.
we need Lawrence Bennett. Lawrence Bennett, come on a Saturday. You can help us out here. I'm only joking. Lawrence Bennett from the other show,
Rubbin' and Grubbin',
our NASCAR show on Wednesday mornings. But anyway, I mean, he keeps on telling me, oh, these teams are they're really good. They're better than us. Listen, buddy, you got a team. You got a team that's making history.
You just don't know until you get out there. I mean, you can see glimpses of film and glimpses of size.
Nick Grassi knew he had a heck of a team. Nick, is that good? Am I doing that good? I mean,
Nick, he's got that little ground voice.
Oh, he has that grumble voice.
But he's excited. He's just done a tremendous job with these girls. They're really excited.
And the other guy, I don't know the other coach.
So Joe Newton. So Joe Newton and Nick played flag together.
They also got some bling. They won a national championship.
And they've been talking. I mean, they're going down to Orlando in January. Their flag football team is to play in another big tournament. And so, I mean, it's really growing, and I'm super happy for the girls. Like I said, over close to 100 teams started the season doing this, and it's just been great for Georgia High School. I think it's going to be a sport that continues to grow and develop. I think you're going to see it like lacrosse. More and more teams are going to get invested in. More and more schools are going to do it. It's just great. It's been a great – so get a chance to play against Portal again. Like I said, we tied 6-6 during the regular season. And we're both, I think, a little bit better than what we were early in the season. That was both of us our second game of the season. And so it'll be a lot of fun.
So if you go, it's $20. It's at the Georgia State University Center Park Stadium, which is the old Ted Turner Stadium. They turned the baseball stadium into a football stadium. Pretty cool the way they did it. Okay, so $20 to go. Go to gofan.com. Also, it's going to be on Georgia Public Broadcasters, right? It's going to be on TV.
So you're going to be on gpb.org. You can watch it there. 6A, the Fan Atlanta, is going to broadcast it on radio. And also NFHS Network, so NFHS/GHSA.
Maybe we got to talk to our little backer here, the sponsor of the show, Coach's Corner. Maybe John will throw up on the board. You come in and have a little wings, a little soda, a little beverage.
Little watch party here. We put that out there.
Put that out there. I wish I
know a guy. We'll talk to him.
I wish I could go up there, but I got basketball practice, so I got to stay down here in the good old SAV. But once again, good luck, congratulations, great job by the Cavalry Day School Lady Cavaliers in the state finals, the Georgia High School state finals of flag football. All right, no basketball last night, no basketball Christmas Eve, no basketball today, but we got a lot of basketball coming up Monday. And, he's already here. He's waiting to talk about this. Don't tee me up, Dewey, when you come on here, okay? He's ready to talk about – we're going to add a 30-second clock, and it's the first time here in Savannah, Georgia, and it's going to be at the Savannah Country Day Classic. Okay, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. They're going to use the 30-second clock. So we got the schedule for you. First of all, I got a big shout out to all the teams that are ranked. Okay, because everybody loves rankings. In the girls' rankings in Class 3A, Johnson and Beach. Johnson number 1, Beach number 3. Woodville Tompkins in AA. Class A. You didn't notice though. The starting 5 or the top 6 players on the girls basketball team at Calvary also play flag football.
Yes,
and they're ranked 9th in the state. Okay, big win the other night against Beach High School. Yep. All right, then we go to the boys. Richmond Hill is off to an 8-0 start. Richmond Hill boys. And the girls are 8-0, but they're not ranked. Go figure. I don't know. So we'll talk about that later on. Jenkins for the boys in 4A is 10th. Okay, in Class 3A, Johnson boys 2, Windsor Forest 4. Those two keep on flip-flopping. Windsor Forest hasn't played in 2 weeks because of the COVID-19 problem over at Windsor Forest High School. And then in Class AA, Lenny Williams and those Wolverines.
7-1, rolling.
They're 6th in the state. So, like I said, the Savannah Country Day Basketball Classic will have 30-second clock. It starts Monday, kicks off at 12:30. So if you want to catch an early edition of what the clock does, Frank Williams, and his BC Cadets take on the Effingham County Rebels. Okay, so going to be a lot of fun there. 3 o'clock, Calvary Boys.
Yeah, taking on South Effingham.
Okay, and then 5 o'clock,
Savannah Country Day in Bethesda. So
all starts Monday afternoon.
Yep, at the Demir Gym. So you can buy tickets at the gate.
At the gate,
you can pay cash for it, and so you can. They're doing things a little bit different way. They're putting plenty of time in between games, get people in, get people out.
Right.
Sanitize, all that stuff. So go over there, enjoy some basketball, see what the shot clock's about, and I think it's cool. It's going to make the game
a lot of fun,
a whole lot faster. For
I
sure.
coached in it for 9 years in girls basketball, and I tried to use the four corners one time against a team that was like 28-0. It was in the first round of state playoffs, but it didn't work because we couldn't match up with them. But it's a whole new strategy. Okay, a lot of people are gonna have a lot of fun with it. Okay, number one was high schools in the door. Step number 2, we talk about college. I got a big shout out. The University of Hawaii, the Fighting Rainbows Warriors. We're going Rainbow Warriors. We got to be politically correct. We'll go Rainbow Warriors. Okay, Hawaii beats the Houston Cougars 28-14, and a local kid does good. Go ahead.
So Calvin Turner from New Hampstead, he was the Ashley Daring Award winner. He had a record. Now, remember, he started at JU, Jacksonville University.
No scholarships either.
All right,
at Jackson U.
Went down to Jackson U. All right, they fold the program.
The Dolphins.
He gets released. He goes, picks up University of Hawaii. Not a bad place to go to school.
Nope.
All right, decides to go way, way away. All right, and he had a record night the other night. Calvin Turner was named Game's most outstanding offensive player after finishing with 252 total yards, 60 rushing, 88 receiving, and 104 on kick returns, 75-yard TD pass, in New Mexico Bowl record 92-yard kickoff return. And so he was phenomenal. So a local kid, New Hampstead High School. Hey, it just shows everybody's path can be a little bit different. All right, if it don't work out in the first one, there's always other paths to go. And he goes from JU all the way out to Hawaii and just has a record night on national television as well.
Oh, it was great watching. I watched the whole game. And I'm telling you right now, the first touchdown was a 75-yard run. Stiffs on the guy to complete it. Then he comes back. Oh, my God. A 92-yard kickoff return, and he stiffs on another one. I mean, it was just great. I know. I'm getting excited.
Get off of me.
I'm getting excited. Okay. Georgia Southern all over Louisiana Tech, 38-3. Georgia Southern is the only school to finish a 12-game season during COVID-19 and a college bowl game. Georgia Southern. Prettiest little stadium in the United States. Great
job by Georgia Southern. Great job by the administration, coaches, everybody involved. That is a phenomenal feat, really, if you look at everything that's going on. And so it's what a great job by them to get a full season in.
All right, we're going to move this quick because we got Dewey Delettre waiting from the Savannah Basketball Officials Association to talk about a shot clock. Georgia will play Cincinnati January 1st, Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, 12 noon on ESPN, College Football Playoff National Championship. We'll get into that into our last segment when we go 3 steps out the door. We announced this last week. Savannah State announced that the SEAC has postponed the start of winter sports, all winter sports. So we'll find out when they're playing basketball at Savannah State. All right, step 3, professionals.
Atlanta Falcons. Hey, they got one good thing going for them. They got a great kicker.
They
got a great kicker.
Young Ho Koo.
And he is from
Georgia Southern. Shaky start.
But this year, all right, improved every element of last year's success. He led the league, made field goals with 35, ranks first in points, 133, third in field goal percentage at 97.2, with a 50-yard kick in Week 15 against Buccaneers. He broke Bryant's season record for field goals in a season. So Pro Bowler from Georgia Southern University, Atlanta Falcons. It's the one positive. You turn negative to a positive. There you go.
Positives to a negative. Let's make it happen. Okay. We'll talk about that later on. But we got to get to the next guy. He's waiting in the coach's corner back room. We got him in the closet, stored away. He's ready to talk about the 30-second clock and how the basketball official is going to take it. Good friend of mine, good friend of Chad, Dewey Delettre. He's one of the best, if not the best. I know he's going to get mad for me saying this, but I think the best official that we have in high school basketball. He knows how to talk to the coaches. He knows how to talk to the players. And that's what a basketball official should be all about. And very hard to get him to give you a T because I've tried a couple times. He'll talk about that later on. So once again, it's the coach and AD. Where?
Live at Senior Sports Universe, Coach's Corner, as the TVs get going here.
And remember, there's a gazillion of them. We'll be right back. Got to thank the sponsors. 3 minutes, Dewey.
It's all sports, all the time. That's Coach's Corner and Thunderbolt. Coach's Corner has been voted the best in Savannah for 20 years running, and it's no wonder why. Sports, live music, delicious and generous portions of pub food, all for our fans. No matter what the season, there's always a reason to check out Coach's Corner. It's always game time at Coach's Corner. Pick your favorite sport, pick your favorite team, and pick a TV, and Coach's Corner is your place. Coach's Corner is always open for lunch, dinner, and now breakfast, Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 10:30. But remember, Coach's Corner still has takeout service. John Harrison and Coach's Corner crew has smoked Boston butts, ribs, and chicken on the grill. You can place your order by calling Coach's Corner at 912-352-2933. That's 912-352-2933. As always, make it a night to remember at Coach's Corner.
At Calvary Day School, we want our students to be fully equipped and on the cutting edge of academics, making a difference in our world. Your child will grow academically, physically, socially, and spiritually. At Calvary, it is so good to say we are one school with one mission and one vision: faith, academics, excellence, and building champions through Christ. Calvary Day School would consider it a privilege to meet with your family personally. Call Philip Lee, Director of Admissions, at 351-2299. That's 351-2299.
For over half a century, when it comes to uniforms, sporting goods, or trophies, Thompson's got you covered. From cleats to caps and the best prices on the biggest brands, Under Armour, Adidas, and more. From baseball to soccer, volleyball to softball, and yes, football too. Every season starts at Thompson Sports Shop. From come get equipped at Thompson Sports Shop's new location, 6606 Abercorn Street, Suite 102 in Savannah. Open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and seasonal on Saturdays. At locally owned Thompson Sporting Goods and Trophies, come see where everyone is a winner.
You still want some real New York deli and Italian food? Bada bing, bada boom. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering is open at 7630 Skidaway Road in Savannah, Georgia during this social distancing problem. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering will take calls for pickup at 912-354-2914. That's 912-354-2914 on the phone, capiche? If you want Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering goods delivered, go to savtakeout.com, savtakeout.com to place the order. Remember, Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering, we ain't New York style, we are New York.
Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic. Your back hurts, another body part hurts all the time, it makes you mad, the pain drives you crazy, you just want to pick something up and throw it across the room? If you can. At the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic, you get complete chiropractic care and pain relief to help you move better, have a less painful life, and of course, achieve a healthier lifestyle. The Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic is now located at 2 locations in Savannah, Georgia, at 329 Eisenhower Drive, and in Pooler at 114 Canal Street, Suite 603. So visit Dr. Bart Wetherington at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic for all your chiropractic needs.
There we go. Got to add us back to the stream here. Once again, it's the coach and the AD right here from
Live from Center of Sports Universe, Coach's Corner Sports Network.
It's the Karl DeMasi Sports Report, all part of the Coach's Corner Sports Network. Okay, we got 3 shows. Wednesday night, Rubbin' and Grubbin, 6 to 7 o'clock. Dan Baines, Brandon Foles. No, Dan Foles, Brandon Baines.
They are like one. They are inseparable though, Carl. So
they do a great job talking all NASCAR. Even though there's no NASCAR going on, you want to listen to it. It's a lot of fun. Go to their YouTube channel, Rubbin' and Grubbin, subscribe. Then we come on 7 o'clock for Wednesday night update, Wednesday Night Live. We update you on the Karl DeMasi Sports Report, the Coach and AD. And then we come back here Saturday mornings, and we have a podcast. Don't forget, Hot Grids Podcast with the 2 young guys, Spencer Maddox and Travis John. They do a great job talking all sports, all local sports, and you know it. Well, this is going to be in effect. It's official 2022, all varsity regular season and playoff games, high school basketball, girls and boys, will go to a 30-second clock. You know, we talk about the coaches that adapt to it. What about the officials?
That's a great question because I got some questions for him. So let's bring on the man, the myth, the legend himself.
Joining us on the Coach's Corner hot seat. Yes, he's on the hot seat. Where did he go?
Did he leave us?
Okay, we got to wait till he connects back in. He's been waiting patiently.
I think he just he teed us up.
He teed us up right there. He just jumped on.
Gave us a technical.
He might have hit the wrong button.
Enthusiastic about him, man.
All right, so starting Monday, and this year in 2020, 30-second shot clock in effect for holiday tournaments and showcases. Well, Savannah Country Day is doing the Savannah Country Day Holiday Showcase. Yep. So we got a bunch of teams playing over there, and Coach Demetrius Smith said, "Well, let's throw the shot clock in there." So there's a lot of rules that you have to follow. Okay, we're waiting for the guest to come back. Dewey Delettre. All right, let's see if he comes back. All right, he's trying to hook up again.
So once again,
let's lay the rules. Let's lay the rules. Okay. All right. So if you're watching the official and he does this, that means reset the shot clock. Okay. If he does this, reset the shot clock. Now there are a lot of rules. Okay. When to reset the shot clock. Okay. Floor violations. That means the ball goes out of bounds. What else we got?
Well, it says except
kicking or fisting the ball, so you can't kick it or fist it.
So I thought though in college, I thought if a ball got kicked,
okay,
a defensive player kicked it. They try to bounce past the player. I thought that reset the shot clock in college.
Intentionally kicked or fisted the ball resets to a 30-second clock.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
Floor violation except kicking and fisting the ball.
All right, got it.
So ball hits the rim. Okay, the rim. All right, or it taps it. Okay, it gets reset. Personal foul, technical foul, held ball. If defensive team has the possession arrow. Okay, when it doesn't reset, defensive team touches the ball but does not gain control. Defensive team causes the ball to go out of bounds, does not reset. Defensive man causes a held ball, but offensive team has the arrow. Okay, there's so many. Held ball during a throw-in, timeout is granted, game is stopped due to injury, game is stopped due to blood rule, any shot at the wrong basket, it does not reset. Oof, I feel bad for that person that's going to be sitting there working that shot clock.
Well, that's going to be the question that I definitely wanted to ask Dewey. It was like, in high school football, you have an official run the clock.
Right.
That's what most people do, right?
Right.
And then also like we pay extra for someone to run the dog clock.
Right.
And so I'm wondering if that's going to be something that either Georgia High School requires or local association requires. Hey, either an official needs to do that, or someone else sitting at that table is going to have to do it. So that's going to be – I'm just as interested to find out the mechanics of how all that's going to work than just especially from an administrative point of view.
Right. So it's going to be pretty interesting, and we wanted to see how the official can handle it. We know the coaches are going to change the whole concept of the game.
Well, you have to push. I mean, getting in a set, you're going to have to get much faster. I mean, think you got 10 seconds to cross the line. You got to push the ball a little bit more. You got to get it up quicker. All right, once you cross that line, if you're getting into a set, you got to get your set much quicker. The motion's got to be much faster. I mean, 30 seconds goes by really fast. Really
fast, too fast. And, you got 2 or 3 passes, and, I mean, then you're going to have to attack the basket.
Yeah.
You're going to have to get the shot up. And
which also, talking about the foul and the new foul rules as well, which I think it's made the game a whole lot faster. Have you felt that way, Karl?
Oh, yeah, it definitely has.
Right now, the fouls reset every quarter. Okay, and so I think this made the game go much faster. I wish they did that in SPAL basketball. Let me tell you, I watched 2 games last week. We need the same rule in SPAL, please, because these kids, the body control just can't handle it. So fouls reset. So think about that and the shot clock. How much faster the high school game will go?
Oh, it's going to go extremely fast. I mean, you don't have a team holding a ball for 45 minutes to a minute. I mean, I loved it. I mean, I grew up watching Dean Smith invent the 4 corners. Yes, I'm an old guy, and it got to the point, though, where you were getting games like 20-16. I mean, it was getting kind of ridiculous. Then the colleges put the shot clock in. Yep. NBA's had it forever, 24-second clock. Okay, and they widened the key because, I don't know, what the scoring record is in NBA basketball, right?
Isn't it 100
points?
Yeah.
Right? Wilt Chamberlain did it against the Knicks when he played for the 76ers because the key was so small, he could stand right around the basket.
That's right.
So they widened the key out so he couldn't do that anymore. So it's going to be interesting. We're going to hook up with Dewey. So we're going to go right to a break right now because our next guest is waiting. I'll bring Dewey back on about 10 o'clock. Stay tuned because you're watching
the Karl DeMasi Sports Report live here at Coach Corner, Sirius Sports Universe, and we got the man coming on, Colt Bragg, our Weatherington Chiropractic Student Athlete of the Week. We taught him about Roll Tide and what that's going to mean to him.
Hey, clay sports shooting, you can get a scholarship. Stay tuned and watch. First, we got to thank our sponsors. We'll be back in 3 minutes, Colt.
It's all sports, all the time. That's Coach's Corner and Thunderbolt. Coach Karl has been voted the best in Savannah for 20 years running, and it's no wonder why. Sports, live music, delicious and generous portions of pub food, all for our fans. No matter what the season, there's always a reason to check out Coach's Corner. It's always game time at Coach's Corner. Pick your favorite sport, pick your favorite team, and pick a TV, and Coach's Corner is your place. Coach's Corner is always open for lunch, dinner, and now breakfast, Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 10:30. But remember, Coach's Corner still has takeout service. John Harrison and Coach's Corner crew has smoked Boston butts, ribs, and chicken on the grill. You can place your order by calling Coach's Corner at 912-352-2933. That's 912-352-2933. As always, make it a night to remember at Coach's Corner.
At Calvary Day School, we want our students to be fully equipped and on the cutting edge of academics, making a difference in our world. Your child will grow academically, physically, socially, and spiritually. At Calvary, it is so good to say we are one school with one mission and one vision: faith, academics, excellence, and building champions through Christ. Calvary Day School, we consider it a privilege to meet with your family personally. Call Philip Lee, Director of Admissions, at 351-2299. That's 351-2299.
For over half a century, it comes in uniforms, sporting goods, or trophies, Thompson's got you covered. From cleats to caps and the best prices on the biggest brands, Under Armour, Adidas, and more. From baseball to soccer, volleyball to softball, and yes, football too. Every season starts at Thompson Sports Shop. Come cut and get equipped at Thompson Sports Shop's new location, 6606 Abercorn Street, Suite 102 in Savannah. Open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and seasonal on Saturdays. At locally owned Thompson Sporting Goods and Trophies, come see where everyone is a winner.
You still want some real New York deli and Italian food? Bada bing, bada boom. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering is open at 7630 Skidaway Road in Savannah, Georgia during this social distancing problem. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering will take calls for pickup at 912-354-2914. That's 912-354-2914 on the phone. Kabish. If you want Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering goods delivered, go to savtakeout.com, savtakeout.com to place the order. Remember, Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering, we ain't New York style, we are New York.
Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic. Your back hurts, another body part hurts all the time, it makes you mad, the pain drives you crazy, you just want to pick something up and throw it across the room? If you can, at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic, you get complete chiropractic care and pain relief to help you move better, have a less painful life, and of course, achieve a healthier lifestyle. The Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic is now located at 2 locations in Savannah, Georgia, at 329 Eisenhower Drive and in Pooler at 114 Canal Street, Suite 603. So visit Dr. Bart Wetherington at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic for all your chiropractic needs.
And welcome back to the Karl DeMasi Sports Report. It's the coach and AD. Once again, Chad Griffin, Karl DeMasi from the Center of the Sports Universe. It's all part of the Coach's Corner Sports Network. All right. So just to let you know, our last guest, right before he was about to go on, his internet cut out.
He feels the technical. He teed us up.
Dewey Delettre. He'll be back on at 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock, we'll make that little game change. He'll come on after Greg Talbot, the WSAV sports director. But anyway, we say this every week. This is the favorite part of our show. This is where we bring on the good kids. This is what it's all about. It's about the good kids. Now, this kid, I mean, unbelievable story. Out there in Claxton and Belleville at Pinewood Christian Academy, shoots at the 17th South Rod and Gun Club in Richmond Hill. Through social media, like I tell everybody, send us the kid, and we'll find a way to get him on. And we'll find a way to honor him as the athlete of the week. And Dr. Bart Wetherington's been doing this since 2010 with me. We appreciate it. But this young man, go ahead, spit out the stats why he's the athlete of the week, besides going to Alabama.
We're going to roll tide here. So he is an accomplished clay shooter. All right, so here's some of his stats. All right, state championship runner-up in 2019. He is also the 2020 GISA AAA state championship team, finishing 4th overall in the state with Pinewood Christian Academy. Also selected to the 2020 GISA AAA All-State team. Does more in practice, competing, and shooting. He's an on-roll student and a Beta Club member, so super smart kid here. We'll get into – I'm going to let him tell us about why he chose Alabama. I'm not going to read off of this. but he's been an incredible job at Pinewood. We'll talk about his school, the clay shooting there, how long they've been doing it, and then we're gonna get into how does college clay shooting work? And he said this was one of many schools. So I'm interested to say, hey, what other schools were after this young man and why he chose Alabama.
All right, and joining us on the Coach's Corner cold seat today, because it's cold in here. It's not the hot seat.
It's cold.
From Pinewood Christian Academy, from the 17 South Rod and Gun Club, Colt Bragg. Colt, great having you on.
Yes, sir. Thank you for letting me be here.
Well, you know what? Phenomenal career. And when I got that little email saying that you committed to go shoot at Alabama, I mean, people don't realize there are a lot of sports that kids can get scholarships. And this is one example. Nobody would think that clay sports shooting or riflery, there's a bunch of girls that have gotten scholarships for riflery, have gotten this chance. But congratulations and thanks for coming on.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Colt, talk about, when we always ask kids, when did this start for you? When did clay shooting? I'm sure a lot of kids, they grow up hunting and fishing, things of that nature. But when did you get into competitive shooting? How old were you when that happened?
I was 15.
So not that long ago.
Not that long ago.
Right before my sophomore year started.
So sophomore year. So you really weren't doing this a lot up until your sophomore year?
No, sir. The first time I shot a clay was June of right before my sophomore year.
Wow.
That's so obviously, so once you started, you were like what do you call it? Duck in water?
Duck in water or a needle in a haystack.
I mean, so once you started, did it come just pretty natural to you? The hand-eye coordination, that seems to be the big thing. We talk to people about clay shooting, is your hand-eye coordination has got to be tremendous.
Yes, sir. Because pretty much for all my life I bird hunted, so it comes second nature very quickly.
Okay, so you've grown up. So
Hunting.
you talking about bird hunting and stuff. So we talking about
that's
ducks,
a small target.
Ducks, dove, anything else? Pheasant,
ducks, dove, quail, and goose.
Goose. That's a big target. How about a turkey? Have you done turkey hunting too?
Yes, sir.
Just throw those birds in.
But I'm still trying to get me one.
So what made, so you're there at Pinewood. They've always, it seems like they've had clay target for a while from what I understand. And so what was it that made you just decide, hey, I'm gonna go out and do this?
One of my friends, one of the boys in my grade, asked me just randomly one day, he was like, "You want to go shoot?" I was like, "Sure." So I went there, shot. I didn't shoot too good. It was pretty bad. But he was like, "If I was got a team," I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna give it a try." Because at the time the only sport I was doing was cross country, and yeah, I'm glad I went to shooting, even though I love cross country.
All right, well there you go, right there. So you're very good at clay sports shooting. You're at the 17th South Rod and Gun Club. I seen you with a big fish holding up one of those pictures. You had a big fish, and you're also doing cross country. I mean, how many sports are you involved in now?
Right now just shooting, but last year I did cross country, clay target shooting, track, and tennis.
Nice. Hey, so Colt, when we talk about clay target shooting, there's different disciplines, right? There's trap, and so out of all those disciplines, what is your main thing that you feel like you're really good at when you're out there on the range?
My best one is by far sporting clays, because if I remember right, that's the highest. I score the highest on that one at every shoot we go to.
Now, the difference is, are they all moving, or is that the only one that's moving?
That's the only one where it's moving.
Nice. So what goes into making yourself better at clay sports shooting, at moving targets or something like that? I mean, of course, you've been shooting birds since you can remember, but what makes that more, tougher than the other ones?
What makes it tougher is there's most of the shoots you go to, the target setters, they'll put angles on the birds, on the targets, and it makes it, you might think it's doing one thing, but it's actually doing another. So it could look like it's, curving to the left, but it's actually curving to the right. Just looks where it's throwing from. It just looks that way.
I got you. So Colt, let's get into a little bit about your college choices. Now, you said I'm looking at your bio here that obviously Alabama wasn't the only school. So talk about collegiate clay target shooting, and what are some other schools that you were talking to that was interested in you coming in and shooting for their school?
So one of the schools is Emmanuel College up near Athens.
Yep.
And then Lindenwood out in Missouri.
Wow.
And Clemson.
Okay. All right. So out of those, obviously, how did Alabama? I'm reading the thing, and it talks about, I think after one of your events or whatever, Alabama got involved. So what was it about Alabama when you got there? So was your recruiting atypical as a normal high school student athlete, where the coaches contact you, they see your scores, they see you at events, and they contact you? Is that kind of how recruiting goes for clay shooting as well, just like a normal other high school sport?
Yeah, so that's usually how it goes.
All right, so when the Alabama coach contacts you, what was that like when you pick up the phone and where you hear, hey, this is the head coach at Sporting Clays for University of Alabama? What went through your mind?
I got a little sick when I found out when he asked me about it. I was very excited, but I felt pretty sick.
So with that, and so was Alabama the only school you visited? Did you go and visit any of these other schools? I mean, what was that like?
I went and visited Emmanuel College, and I liked it, but it wasn't the place for me. Even though I love the school.
Now, you got to find a place that fits for you. You're watching the Coach and the AD on the Karl DeMasi Sports Report. We're at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic. Athlete Week, we're talking to Pinewood Christian Academy senior, 17th South Rod and Gun Club clay sports shooter, Colt Bragg. All right, my question to you is, okay, this is all something new to everybody, but as far as I know, because I went one time to the Forest City Gun Club and shot with a friend, it's very expensive. How much has your parents backed you with this sport? Because it's not a cheap sport to partake in.
It's quite a lot. I don't have an exact number, but it's up there.
And how about your parents' involvement? Mom and dad supporting you? How about your parents?
Yeah, so they do a lot for me, and my grandparents help a lot too.
So it's a family thing, eh?
Yes, sir.
And Cole, that's the thing. We realize that behind usually every student athlete, you have a great support system, whether it's mom, dad, like you said, your grandparents is well with that big support. So you made the choice to go to Alabama, but talk about your friends, your teammates, your coaches there at Pinewood, or maybe even the 17 Rod and Rod and Gun Club in Richmond Hill. So Nate, talk about some people who's really helped you develop into the shooter you are.
So the two head coaches for Pinewood team, they're both master class, which is the top class you can get to in the National Sport and Clays Association. And interesting thing is they don't have kids on the team, but they love it so much that they want to help coach the team, and they've helped me a whole lot. And then I take lessons from number one shooter in the world, Zachary Keenbaum, out at Forest City, and he's helped tremendously. And it's helped me. It's been a lot of help.
What about mom and dad?
Dad is one of the coaches for the 17 South team.
Nice. We knew dad had to be in there somewhere in the mix there. Usually there's dad. If there's hunting involved, usually there's a dad in there somewhere in the mix from that standpoint. So you talk about, you take it, I mean, you're taking lessons, you're getting advice from some of the best, obviously the best in the sport from that standpoint. I'm going to go back to Alabama. It talks about when you got on campus, it felt like a whole new world. Talk about your trip to Alabama and what that meant to you.
So after I got the offer, I mean, I was so excited, but I just wasn't sure, like, how I was going to like the school. Because, you know, I've been to Athens, to UGA, and I've seen the campus there, and it's beautiful. But when we got to Tuscaloosa, and we actually got on campus, we rode around because we got there a day early. And there's that campus is beautiful. I've never seen anything like it. And it's, I mean, it was wonderful.
All right. And, you know, I'm going to go to this aspect now. Okay. You're a senior in high school. To say there's somebody in middle school at Pinewood Christian that wants to follow in your footsteps. They want to be a clay sports shooter. They want to go to college. They want to, you know, hopefully wind up and get a college offer like you did. What advice would you give an up-and-coming young person that wants to get involved in this sport?
I'm trying to get to, buddy.
Y'all still there?
Yeah,
we're here. We're here.
Going out.
Okay. What are you over at the Forest City Gun Club? You over at the gun club?
Oh, with awesome.
Yeah. Well, pretty,
Yeah, so
pretty,
listen,
pretty impressive young man.
Yeah, without a doubt. You can tell he's riding somewhere.
To get ready to go practice.
He's either going shooting or he's going hunting. He was either out in the woods somewhere. He's trying to
catch right back in.
Yeah. Can you give?
All right, Colt, you back?
Oh, I'm thinking. Okay. Sorry, I lost signal for a second.
No, we understand. Where are you headed?
We're going to shoot birds, and the little area we're going through is pretty bad. So.
Okay, I'll make this quick. If you have a young fellow classmate or young person at Pinewood Christian, they want to be involved in sports shooting, clay sports shooting, and you've been successful, what advice would you give them to help them become successful at this sport?
My advice would be just work hard and, you know, stay focused and, you know, go to some of these shoots where the college teams will be there. And
nice.
Even if you think no one's going to be, you know, looking at you, there's always a coach somewhere looking at you. You just might not know it yet, but there's always someone looking at you.
Great advice, man. Great advice.
How did you do last week at the Forest City Gun Club? You had a little tournament over there last weekend. How'd you do?
I won the B class and I got second in the juniors.
Nice. Well, Colt, man, we're gonna let you go. We'll let you go hunt some birds, and we appreciate you coming on with us today. Hope you had a great Christmas, and roll tide, man. Roll tide.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all. Roll tide.
All right, and the official signing is what? January 8th at the 17th South Rod and Gun Club?
January 9th.
January 9th.
All right.
Well, I'm going to try and make it out there because, you know, this is something special. Tell Dad, keep up the great work and keep on shooting straight, buddy. We appreciate you coming on.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all for having me.
Thanks, Colt. Appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir.
You can tell they were out riding around somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
He was like, God, he's out somewhere. But, man, what a great young man, very humble. And, Karl, everybody we talk to, it basically comes back to, hey, work hard, stay focused, stay disciplined. You gotta love what you do. You know, you can tell. I mean, he really didn't start shooting competitively till his sophomore year, but he'd been shooting, hunting, things like nature. So that kind of came natural to him. He got on the range and got some lessons and going to Alabama, man.
I mean,
pretty awesome.
We've talked about this for a while. Everybody thinks that you have to be a football star, you have to be a basketball star, you have to be a baseball star, you have to be a soccer star. Girls flag football, clay sports shooting, bass fishing, Georgia High School State Association riflery, okay, air rifle. I mean, there are a lot of track. I mean, there are a lot of other sports that you could wind up getting a scholarship. But I really don't think people realize that there's a lot of assistance out there for kids who are athletically inclined to go to the next level.
But here's also the big thing. We read about him. On roll student,
right?
Member of the Bay Club. So the activities and how you do in a classroom as a student athlete helps with all that. We were up in Atlanta the other day for semifinals girls flag. 3 or 4 college coaches up there as well came up and hand out business cards. Hey, we got money for girls flag football. We also have girls that play basketball, play soccer, and play other sports that we can buy money and get them there. with South Forsyth, AD was like, hey, I had a girl go down to Weber College in Florida and get 75%. I mean, golly, man, that's pretty incredible to think about. There's so many avenues out there, but be a student athlete, be a student first, hound those grades in the classroom, and all those doors open up. Carl.
That's the ticket into the door. The first thing that a college coach is going to say to me, I'm being a basketball coach, or when I was a football coach, him being a soccer coach, now flag football, how is the student's grades? And you got the grades. You're going to go anywhere you want to.
Opens all the doors.
They know about your God-given talent. They know how good you are, but it goes from there. All right, we're waiting for our other guest to hook in. I mean, the internet's been crazy. I guess because of the cold weather.
Well, my windows won't go back up, so I'm blaming it on the cold, I hope.
He doesn't want the 4x60 air conditioning today. He needs 4x60 heater when the sun's about 100 degrees. But anyway, we got Greg Talbot coming on. I'm going to try and get in touch with him to make sure.
Whoa.
Okay.
It could be the cold. It is. Nothing is used to this cold weather right now.
We just had something pop in front of the screen.
We don't know what's going on here. We're going to blame it on the cold for sure, because I don't think any computer or technical, any device is working right now.
All right, well, it's a lot of fun. Hopefully you had a great holiday. We got about 3 minutes. I'm going to try and hook up with Greg Talbot to get him on here. He's our next guest, WSAV Sports Director, headed back to Spokane, Washington, going home. He's leaving the SAV. We want to find out how he enjoyed being here for almost 5 years. So take it away.
Man, we are once again live from Center Sports University Coach's Corner. The TVs are all coming on here, and so big day here at Coach's Corner, so make sure you come out. Hey, come to Coach's Corner, get some great grub food going on, and we're going to see you guys in 3 minutes as we thank our sponsors.
We'll be right back after this.
It's all sports, all the time. That's Coach's Corner in Thunderbolt. Coach's Corner has been voted the best in Savannah for 20 years running, and it's no wonder why. Sports, live music, delicious and generous portions of pub food, all for our fans. No matter what the season, there's always a reason to check out Coach's Corner. It's always game time at Coach's Corner. Pick your favorite sport, pick your favorite team, and pick a TV, and Coach's Corner is your place. Coach's Corner is always open for lunch, dinner, and now breakfast, Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 10:30. But remember, Coach's Corner still has takeout service. John Harrison and Coach's Corner crew has smoked Boston butts, ribs, and chicken on the grill. You can place your order by calling Coach's Corner at 912-352-2933. That's 912-352-2933. As always, make it a night to remember at Coach's Corner.
At Calvary Day School, we want our students to be fully equipped and on the cutting edge of academics, making a difference in our world. Your child will grow academically, physically, socially, and spiritually. At Calvary, it is so good to say we are one school with one mission and one vision: faith, academics, excellence, and building champions through Christ. Calvary Day School, we consider it a privilege to meet with your family personally. Call Philip Lee, Director of Admissions, at 351-2299. That's 351-2299.
For over half a century, when it comes to uniforms, sporting goods, or trophies, Thompson's got you covered. From cleats to caps and the best prices on the biggest brands, Under Armour, Adidas, and more. From baseball to soccer, volleyball to softball, and yes, football too. Every season starts at Thompson Sports Shop. From come get equipped at Thompson Sports Shop's new location, 6606 Abercorn Street, Suite 102 in Savannah. Open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and seasonal on Saturdays. At locally owned Thompson Sporting Goods and Trophies, come see where everyone is a winner.
You still want some real New York deli and Italian food? Bada bing, bada boom. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering is open at 7630 Skidaway Road in Savannah, Georgia during this social distancing problem. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering will take calls for pickup at 912-354-2914. That's 912-354-2914 on the phone, capiche? If you want Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering goods delivered, go to savtakeout.com, savtakeout.com to place the order. Remember, Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering, we ain't New York style, we are New York.
Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic. Your back hurts, another body part hurts all the time, it makes you mad, the pain drives you crazy, you just want to pick something up and throw it across the room? If you can. At the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic, you get complete chiropractic care and pain relief to help you move better, have a less painful life, and of course, achieve a healthier lifestyle. The Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic is now located at 2 locations in Savannah, Georgia, at 329 Eisenhower Drive and in Pooler at 114 Canal Street, Suite 603. So visit Dr. Bart Wetherington at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic for all your chiropractic needs.
Well, welcome back live at Coach's Corner. Senior Sports University is the coach and the AD and the coach here on Saturday morning, day after Christmas, Boxing Day for our friends in England, big soccer day for those guys. Manchester United fan, so I'm hoping they're pulling back through. But here we are. Hope you had a great Christmas. A little cool, a little chilly outside there, Karl, and we seem to be getting some things working here. We got Dewey back there. We're going to bring him on, but the other guy we're getting ready to talk to as soon as he links back in is Mr. Greg Talbot himself, sports director at WSAV. He has been in Savannah for 5 years and is heading back to Washington.
Going back home. He's going to be a teacher. He wants to be involved in academia, and he's done a great job here. He's been here for since February 2016. We had the Friday Night Blitz, the Border Bowl, a lot of great ideas. Him and Rex Castillo, and now Connor Del Petri. How do we say it? I don't want to mess it up, but he'll tell us what it is. But he's going back home to Spokane, Washington. Joining us now on the Coach's Corner hot seat, WSAV sports director for at least another week, Greg Talbot.
Morning, guys. How's it going? This is it's always surreal when I've been telling people and other people have been saying that I'm going, because in one sense it feels like I just got here, but in another sense, I mean, I've been here almost a half decade. So it's interesting how time kind of works that way.
And look at him. He's got his Gonzaga shirt on, his basketball shirt on. It's 28 degrees outside.
Sun's out, guns out, baby.
Sun's out, guns out. He's from Washington, and this cold temperature is just blowing everybody away. How are you handling?
I'm doing okay, actually. It was funny, Karl. I was looking at my at the temperatures last night. It was 28 last night in Savannah, and it's 30 in Spokane. So I said, it's going to be easy to get used to. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be hard. More importantly, Gonzaga versus Virginia today at 4 o'clock. Big game.
Oh, big one.
Big time
big
there.
Game.
Greg, you guys have done so much for the high school sports here in Savannah, from everything to the Border Bowl, your preview show you had during the middle of the week, talking about high school sports, high school football. It's just been tremendous. So talk about the things that you felt good about. I mean, we talk about people leaving a legacy, and really in 5 years is a long time. It really is. 5 years is gone by really fast, but talk about some things that you're really proud of that you were able to bring to WSAV sports.
Yeah, so it's funny. One of the things that people have been so nice about the last couple of days since I kind of revealed to the public that I'm leaving is I've had a lot of former high school football and basketball and baseball players and a lot of coaches come to me and say, hey, thank you for all you did. And it's one of those things where we were just trying to tell the story of the community the best we could. And what happens when you care about a place the way that I and Rex and then Connor learned how to really care about what happens in Savannah is eventually how much you care comes across on screen. And truly, the Friday Night Blitz game of the week, the live telecasts, and then the Thursday Blitz countdown that Karl talked about, our preview show that I started when I got here, those became the favorite parts of our job. When I first got here, Karl will tell you I was excited to cover Georgia Southern and Georgia football and the PGA Tour and all the big stuff that when I was 24, I had the big, stars in the eyes about the big events to cover. And truly, what ended up being the most important thing to me personally and emotionally was telling the story of the local prep athletes and the coaches, because I grew up in San Francisco, which is a big place. And that is a place where there isn't really a sense of community. And then we moved to Portland when I was a teenager, which is another big place. And there isn't a real true sense of community. I loved the fact that when I got here for the first time in my life, I could feel a tightly bonded community in this city and in this region. So that was kind of what I wanted to do, was lean into that and make people feel that when they were watching a WSAV high school sports production, whether it was the highlight show or the talk show or the live game, that they were entering part of that community, even if just for a half hour or a couple of hours.
I mean, it's going to be a big transition for you because you're going to go back to, of course, school, Gonzaga. You're going to get your teaching degree. But, I mean, looking at your resume, I mean, you've been part of some minor league teams, some colleges. How are you going to make that adjustment? I mean, because it's definitely going to be a total different lifestyle. Take it from us to, and then you want to teach some journalism, and Willie Shakespeare is one of your favorite guys.
Yeah, I could not be more excited. And honestly, I had always thought that I'd be a great English teacher, and I always thought that if I eventually wanted to call it quits on broadcasting, that it's what I do. But getting to know the high school kids here and help tell their stories, whether it's the Merklinger brothers, Chad, or guys like at Jenkins last year, getting to know kids over a couple of years and tell their stories and help them in ways that was very gratifying to me. So I'd always known that teaching was, especially teaching English, was what I wanted to do when I was done. But truly, when you think about it, Karl, I mean, you've known me for 5 years. Chad, you've known me for just about that long. As much as I'm talking about sports in real life and on Twitter, I am just as often talking about Bruce Springsteen or Jason Isbell music, or I'm talking about a great independent film that I saw last week, or I'm talking about a great book that I read, or I'm talking about, at least with Connor, I'm talking about a great Shakespeare adaptation that I saw. To me, it's all interconnected. I think people think about all those things in such different parts of their brain. They kind of compartmentalize, but really it's all storytelling, it's all drama, and it's all being able to interpret what you see in front of you and internalize what it's about. And hopefully that makes an impact on you, and you can find a way to share that. We're all just trying to help each other understand what we're seeing in front of us and interpret the world better. And then I think high school English is a lot trying to help kids understand how important and how to be effective with written and communication you can be. Nowadays, I think even people my age have gotten so reliant on texting and have gotten so reliant on strictly short form text. And I really have been, and I am a conversationalist. And I feel like if I can teach kids to give a good speech and teach kids to actually express themselves through long form papers or long form speeches, I think I would be doing the world a strong service by helping kids understand that those things really do matter in this modern world.
Greg, talking about, what was it about making the choice to go back? Because you could do those things here. What was it about going back to Washington that was that pull for you?
Well, that was the other part of the equation. One part of the equation was realizing that I wanted to teach. And then the other part of the equation is that I just miss my friends and family so much, Chad. It's been a long time. And it's funny. So there was a girl who's a couple years older than me who was at Gonzaga. I was a freshman when she was a senior. And 3 years ago, she went from her station in Spokane to a station in Denver. And she had a good time there. Major league sports, really good money, and liked Denver. But she just up and quit this year. She wasn't unhappy, but she just realized that it wasn't where she, that she didn't feel like her life was fully complete. And I do believe that I could build a full adult life here, because I think I've done a pretty good job of that over the last 5 years. But I miss my parents. Sometimes it's as simple as that. And I miss my aunt and uncle who live in Spokane. I miss my folks. I miss my friends. And I miss Gonzaga. Gonzaga is so different than a lot of other colleges. It is a deeply special place. I don't know if this matters to anyone who's listening, but it's a Jesuit college where they teach educating and fulfilling mind, body, spirit. And that played such a big impact in my life. And I have felt a Gonzaga-sized hole in my heart since I've been gone, and to be able to go back to a place where I have friends and family, and I have Gonzaga, and I have that community, I just feel such a strong, almost spiritual pull back. And I was talking to my parents about this the other night, where I don't love to bring religion into talks that seem like they're secular, just because, you don't want to make anyone uncomfortable. But there should have been a lot of roadblocks in the way for such a big life change. And those roadblocks just didn't really seem to be there. And I think that says something.
I agree with you, Greg.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
and Karl can speak as well. I mean, we talk about all the time. We tell our kids, and I mean, my parents, how I was raised as well. It's like, hey, you know, God will open doors. My mom used to tell me when I was moving around trying to coach in college, it's like, listen, he'll either open the door so wide or close it so tight you can't see but one thing. And it sounds like, Greg, that's really happened for you. Friends, family is at the heart of all of us in a lot of ways. And so for you to go back home to Spokane, you know, obviously it's in your heart, your mind, your soul. And I'm going to let Karl probably talk about, you know, the getting into teaching. You know, we're both educators first. You know, I taught 8 years of middle school honors history before I got into being AD. He's been an educator pretty much his whole life. So you want to talk, Greg, about education aspect of it?
Well, you know, I mean, you hit the nail right on the head when you said the kids now are so short with their expressions as far as writing, as far as understanding the English language. It really upsets me because, you know, I'm older than both of you. And I grew up, we had to learn how to write. We had to learn how to cursive writing. We had to learn how to break down the sentence. We had to learn how to do everything the right way. And, you know, everybody says, well, you're a health physical education teacher. Why are you giving the kids essays to write? Why are you giving them current event articles to write? Because when you get into the real world, it's not all about that little, you know, short, sweet text and nobody can understand what you're doing. And that's what's the problem with this thing right now is that we're making these kids they're not expanding themselves. They're not growing themselves. And they got to learn how to do it. And getting into academia, and you could, I mean, you're, you know, a broadcaster, a sportscaster, a news desk. You guys you got to tell a story and you got to write the story. So that's part of the job. And if you could take it one step further to those kids, you're doing something special. And that's a calling. Like you said, you got the Jesuit philosophies, God opening doors, closing doors. It's a calling. And when you get in academia, and, you know, we all know that the head football coaches make millions of dollars. The head basketball coaches at Gonzaga's can probably make it six figures. Okay. But the little guy that's only making 50,000, 60,000, he touches the lives of kids, and you're teaching them the right way to do things. And I mean, you're getting into a field that it's going to be a lot of work. My friend's been a English teacher at Monmouth College for over 30 years. And I talked to him 2 weeks ago. He's still grading 70, 80, 90 papers. And, you know, it's just something that it's a calling, and, you know, you're doing the right thing, and it's got to be special to you.
Yeah, Karl, it is such a profound feeling that I have about it. What was I just going to say? Oh, I think the advantage that I'm going to have going in the classroom is, so it's about a 1.5-year program. So I'll start teaching in September of 2022, hopefully at Gonzaga Prep, but I would work anywhere in Spokane. I think I'm a really good age for it. I think there's nothing against 22 or 23-year-old teachers, but I think I think I'll be 31 at that point. I think I'm going to be young enough to be able to really connect with the kids as high schoolers, but also old enough to have some real gravitas. So they're not like, who are you? You're only 5 years older than us. Get out of our faces. But I'm so excited, guys, to be able to teach some of the classics too. I mean, in an era where kids are so obsessed with how they look on Instagram with Facetune and Snapchat, I can't wait to teach Cyrano de Bergerac. You know, teach a story about how important it is to be whole and fulfilled, but also the insecurities that come across on the inside when you don't look like a model. You mentioned Hamlet, Karl. People think of Hamlet and they think of the Renaissance clothes and Hamlet holding the skull. Hamlet is about it's a ghost story about murder, but it's about a young man's mental health after he's gone through trauma. How much more relevant could a story be to high school kids nowadays? Right. All these stories are so relevant, I think now almost more than ever, to young people, since we have forced young people in some ways to keep a prolonged adolescence, but in a lot of ways we force the pressures of the adult world down on like 15-year-olds. And I believe that understanding these stories can help them make better sense of the world, because that's exactly what it did for me. And I think that my age and my experience and my golden retriever attitude about life, I kind of think that it's going to be a really good fit.
Now, how much longer are you going to be at SAV? What's the timetable?
My last day is New Year's Eve, and then so my dad is flying out the 30th from Portland, and we are hopping in the car on New Year's Day, and we are going west.
Heading back west, young man. Heading back west. Well, all right. Here's your last chance. Your overall reflection of being in Savannah, Georgia for 5 years. What has that meant to Greg Talbot?
Okay. I have gone through some of the highest highs and some of the absolute lowest lows of my life, as you know, Karl.
Yep.
But I truly believe that I know myself now better than I ever have in my life as an adult. You know, I came here when I was 24, and probably not the most mature 24-year-old that you've ever known in your life. But I really became an adult in my time here, and I really came to understand what matters, what really matters while I've been here. And the one thing I was saying to someone at the office the other night was, like I said, I'm from San Francisco and Portland, and those are not places with community. And those are places where I think a lot of people, whether they're conscious of it or not, part of the reason I think so many people from big cities always seem pissed off and unhappy is because they don't know that they're yearning for community closeness. Mm-hmm. It's just something they've never known, so they don't know that they're missing it, but I think they miss it in their spirit. You know, they miss it in their bones, whether they know it or not. And coming here, this was the first time that I was part of the fabric of a place that is tight-knit and that is close and that has something to say and that is a multi-generational kind of thing. And it inspired me. And one of the things that I'm going to take back to Washington, and Spokane's, it's a little bigger than Savannah, but not by a lot. I am going there with every intention of trying to weave myself into or trying to start a really tight-knit part of that community because it has been so gratifying when I've been here to go to games and just know everyone on the sidelines and in the stands, and to do the Savannah Christian Cavalry football game on TV at the end of the year and bring back Javonte Middleton to do color commentary for us from the Citadel. It is such a connected place here, and that has been so emotionally overwhelming as the years have gone on to be accepted into that social fabric and to get to be part of it and pay it forward and receive it back. So heading back, the gravity of that was not lost on me, and I am going to take what I've learned here about the community and tightness and paying it forward to the people who live around you. And I'm going to try to bring that to whatever school I end up at and whatever kind of communities I end up at in Spokane. And I think that'll make a place like the West Coast, where that tight-knit community is not so much of a thing. I think I can make the place around me better by doing that.
Well, Greg, man, we
appreciate it.
We do. We appreciate you. Appreciate what you've done in Savannah for 5 years. We will definitely keep track of you back home in Spokane. We'll keep on following you on social media, which I've enjoyed as well. I enjoyed your thoughts, the process, what you brought to the community here in Savannah, the passion. I tell people all the times, like, Greg's passion for sports is undeniable, and you've seen that in your broadcast. You've seen that in the things you've done, and obviously you're seeing that when you're going back home, going to get your master's in education in English and to go in the classroom. And that's going to be the great thing, Greg, was when you step in the classroom and the lives you're going to be impacting on a daily basis is going to be the most rewarding thing. You've done a tremendous job now, but you can tell in your heart what you really feel like you're called to do. And I'm super excited about watching it. Whatever school gets you, it's going to get a gem of a teacher, and also someone who, if I was their AD, be like, hey, this guy needs to run my broadcasting program, needs to teach all these.
I think that's my in. I think I'm going to talk to principals and say I can start a broadcast program for you.
Exactly. So, well, Greg, man, we wish you all the best. We hope to talk to you before you get out of here. But have a safe trip. I'm glad you had a great Christmas. I'm glad you're going home and to where you feel like God's led you, man. And we appreciate you, and thanks for your time here in Savannah.
Yeah, thank you.
And remember, Hamlet said the play is the thing, but when you become a teacher, the classroom is your thing. Make sure you put on a good show and go bananas.
That's right, you guys. Hey, thank you so much for everything that you guys have done. You guys have not only been good mentors into understanding the community, you are always both great to work with and coach. Make sure to bring me back on in April when Gonzaga wins the championship, huh?
We'll do it. We'll get you back on here. Zags have just as good a chance as anybody to win it for sure.
Go Johnnies. That's all I got to say. Go Johnnies.
Chad, it's the first time in my life I have watched them and said that's actually the number one team. This is the first time we're actually the best, so this is exciting.
You got it, man.
Enjoy
Virginia,
it.
4 o'clock today, CBS. It's the only time I'll ever tell you to watch WTOC.
Best of luck.
Bye, guys. Have a good one. Thanks for everything.
Enjoyed it. I mean, great kid. Grew up here in Savannah, Georgia.
Yeah.
He's come around, realized what he wants to do with his life, and I'll be honest with you. I didn't become a teacher till I was 29, so I understand the feeling. I matured. I was old enough to be the adult, but I was old enough to relate to the kids. I'm a little older now. It's getting different now, but just done a great job. He loves what he does, and he loves what he does, and he's going to be that way in the classroom too.
He'll be great. The passion that Greg has, he will show to his kids. You can tell anybody that has. One, you move across country, then you move back across country. You got to be called to do something.
Yes.
I moved 3 times in 18 years, and basically 3 times in 18 months. And now I've been here 19 years.
Right.
And I understand what he's saying about feeling a part of a fabric and community.
Right.
And he's good. He's done that here, and he'll get to do that back in
back home.
Yeah, back home
in the great Northwest.
That's right, man. All right.
Go Bulldogs. All right. Next up, this guy's come back. He's got he jumped ship because his internet knocked him off the internet. He's back. He's waiting patiently. I told him 10 o'clock. I'm 12 minutes overdue. Up next, we're going to talk about the 30-second clock. We're going to talk about the officiating crews dealing with it. It's going to be a tough one, but he's been around for a long time. Dewey Delettre from the Savannah Basketball Association. We'll be right back. It's Coach AD right here on the Karl DeMasi Sports Report from
Center Sports University Coach's Corner.
3 minutes, Dewey. I promise you, only 3 minutes. Not a 3-second rule, 3 minutes.
It's all sports, all the time. That's Coach's Corner in Thunderbolt. Coach's Corner has been voted the best in Savannah for 20 years running, and it's no wonder why. Sports, live music, delicious and generous portions of pub food, all for our fans. No matter what the season, there's always a reason to check out Coach's Corner. It's always game time at Coach's Corner. Pick your favorite sport, pick your favorite team, and pick a TV, and Coach's Corner is your place. Coach's Corner is always open for lunch, dinner, and now breakfast, Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 10:30. But remember, Coach's Corner still has takeout service. John Harrison and Coach's Corner crew has smoked Boston butts, ribs, and chicken on the grill. You can place your order by calling Coach's Corner at 912-352-2933. That's 912-352-2933. As always, make it a night to remember at Coach's Corner.
At Calvary Day School, we want our students to be fully equipped and on the cutting edge of academics, making a difference in our world. Your child will grow academically, physically, socially, and spiritually. At Calvary, it is so good to say we are one school with one mission and one vision: faith, academics, excellence, and building champions through Christ. Calvary Day School, we consider it a privilege to meet with your family personally. Call Philip Lee, Director of Admissions, at 351-2299. That's 351-2299.
For over half a century, when it comes to uniforms, sporting goods, or trophies, Thompson's got you covered. From cleats to caps and best prices on the biggest brands, Under Armour, Adidas, and more. From baseball to soccer, volleyball to softball, and yes, football too. Every season starts at Thompson Sports Shop. Come get equipped at Thompson Sports Shop's new location, 6606 Abercorn Street, Suite 102 in Savannah. Open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and seasonal on Saturdays. At locally owned Thompson Sporting Goods and Trophies, come see where everyone is a winner.
You still want some real New York deli and Italian food? Bada bing, bada boom. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering is open at 7630 Skidaway Road in Savannah, Georgia during this social distancing problem. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering will take calls for pickup at 912-354-2914. That's 912-354-2914 on the phone, capiche? If you want Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering goods delivered, go to savtakeout.com, savtakeout.com to place the order. Remember, Rocky's Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Caring. We ain't New York style. We are New
Wetherington
York.
Chiropractic Clinic. Your back hurts, another body part hurts all the time. It makes you mad. The pain drives you crazy. You just want to pick something up and throw it across the room. If you can, at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic, you get complete chiropractic care and pain relief to help you move better, have a less painful life, and of course, achieve a healthier lifestyle. The Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic is now located at 2 locations in Savannah, Georgia, at 329 Eisenhower Drive and in Pooler at 114 Canal Street, Suite 603. So visit Dr. Bart Wetherington at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic for all your chiropractic needs.
Well, it's been a quick show. It seems like really quick. This young man was supposed to kick off the show at 9:15 with us, but due to as soon as we were supposed to bring on internet connections, it kicked him out. But he's back. We got the 30-second clock coming into play right here starting Monday at Savannah Country Day. You got to be excited about it.
Yeah, it's going to be a game changer for high school sports, especially here in Georgia. And so we get talked to the guy who's got to deal with it the most, because he's going to get a lot of questions from coaches. You can tell us all the rules we want, Dewey. We all know that. But the explanation of the timing of things will be a lot. So Dewey Delettre, one of the head officials here in Savannah, Georgia.
And joining us on the Coach's Corner hot seat. There you go. You're on the hot seat, Dewey. You're on the hot seat.
Good morning.
How's it going?
It's going all right. Saturday morning, kind of a little chilly in Savannah.
A little chilly. You've been here your whole life. Has it ever been 26 degrees in your life?
Not many times. Not many days like that.
So, you've been officiating for a long time, and officials have to take care of so many things during a game. Now you got another new thing coming out here. It's the first Southern state to incorporate, I didn't know that, the 30-second clock. And it's one more thing you guys got to handle. Dewey Delettre from the Savannah Basketball Association. What's your feelings about this?
I like it. The game's going a lot quicker and a lot more up tempo anyway, but it gets players and coaches and officials ready for the next level. There's a few downsides though with the operators, because it's hard to find a good game clock operator, much less a shot clock operator and a game clock. So it's going to have to make the officials more aware of the clock, both clocks really.
Dewey, that was a question I was going to ask. I know with Football Association, as administrators, we can ask, I can say, Willie, hey, man, I'm going to pay you guys extra. Send me an extra official to run the clock and run the play clock. Is that going to be something that you guys do as a basketball official association, or, hey, is it going to be on the school to find that person as well?
That's really up in the air right now. There is a certification process for shot clock operators for officials. But I want to tell you what, with all this COVID situation and game cancellation, it's going to be tough for us to cover the schedule we have now with middle school and private and public middle school and JV and varsity games. So there is a option for that, but not sure how many are available. I guess going forward, though, next year, you're looking forward to next year, because this year is just the holiday tournaments. So next year with the region play, it's, probably some more opportunities.
Well, next year we still have, you still have the option to have it in region play, but it definitely has to come into effect 2022. It like you say, it's going to be beneficial, and you being an AD, I'm being an AD, that we incorporate it next year when it becomes official to work out the kinks. But there's so many, what am I looking at? Intricacies of being that 30-second clock operator. What do you think is going to be the biggest issue for these guys or girls, whoever's running that 30-second clock, that they have to know about resetting it and starting it and doing all that other stuff?
I think the main thing, they're going to have to be patient. I'd rather start it late than to reset it and have to worry about what time was on it. That's the main thing for me. It's a tough job, because you really can't watch the game much, because you're just listen to the whistle blow and watching the change of possessions. So it's going to be a tough job. Maybe somebody a little older. They say you got to be 21 or older anyway, but it's going to be a tough job. You got to be patient, and we'll see where that goes. But some nights we got 6, 7, 8 sites we got to cover. So, and it's just varsity games right now. So maybe the JV officials can stay and do the shot clock, which will be a good training ground for them to make a little extra money, but also to watch the varsity officials in action and maybe learn something from them. So that's an option.
What are you most looking forward to with the shot clock being put in as an official? You know, I think, and Karl and I have talked about this, the fouls resetting after every quarter has made the game go way faster. I think. Do you think this is going to have that effect as well? To where now, hey, I mean, games will be pretty quick from that standpoint?
I think the fouls has been a good rule change for Georgia experimental. Hopefully we can continue with that. I think shot clock's going to have a little effect. I think most of the teams, though, they play up tempo anyway. I don't think a lot of schools get past 30 seconds anyway. Maybe some of the blowout games you're saying, or maybe the teams don't match up as well. They may try to hold the ball a little bit more. But I think most teams now in the varsity game, they try to use that up tempo, get it and go. And so I think 30 seconds is a long time for them. But I do agree that it will speed up the game a little bit.
And you're watching the Coach and AD on the Karl DeMasi Sports Report right here, live at Coach's Corner, part of the Coach's Corner Sports Network. We're talking to Savannah basketball official, been doing it for a long time, probably, if not the best in my mind. And I've been coaching basketball a long time, Dewey Delettre. And I'm not just saying it because you're on now, but that's how I feel. Now, I'm going to go a little side here. You know, that's one more thing that, you know, you're having a hard time getting basketball officials. That's another thing we're putting on your plate. Do you think a new official, someone who's never really been in the fire, is going to be able to handle, watch the game, watch the clocks? I mean, it's putting a lot of stress on you guys.
You're right, Coach. I think at the varsity level, though, I think what's good about starting at the varsity level is I think that varsity officials, they've already done some middle school, some kids games, maybe adult games and JV games. So they are, you know, they're a little bit through the fire. But I think you're right. I think it is something that we're supposed to be watching the clock anyway for game clock situations. I think this is going to train officials at the varsity level to keep a good eye on the clock and the shot clock so they can be aware of the table if there is a problem. You got to know if they reset it early, you got to know how much time you think, you know, have a pretty good idea what time was on the clock. So I think it's a good training tool for officials as well. And like I say, they should be looking at the clock anyway. Sometimes we don't take a good look at the clock. We think that the clock operator should be taking care of that, and we watch the players on the floor.
So I'm looking at the rules here. It says 2022 all varsity regular season and playoff games will have 30-second shot clock rule in effect. Now, is any of that going to are we going to get to where that applies to JV as well in 2022? I'm just looking at it. Or is JV's not going to have to worry about those things, and it's just going to be varsity only?
I don't think JV is going to incorporate that soon. Maybe we'll see how that goes. I haven't heard anything about JV. It's going to be tough, like, again, to have somebody to stay there and watch, you know, or keep a shot clock for 4 games. So, I mean, that's just tough on y'all. It's tough on, you know, if the officials have to assign maybe, you know, a shot clock operator. I think that's going to be tough to incorporate early, maybe down the road. But I think it's at the varsity level. I think that's a good fit, and we'll just see, you know, hopefully they'll continue that, and maybe, you know, say maybe JV, but then where do you stop? Middle school? I mean, it's just tough for people to get shot clocks, and then also for the equipment, all the gyms to have it. But if they're using high school gyms, then they may incorporate it down the road. You're right.
All right, so I'm going to put you on the spot here. All right, how basic can you make it to let people know when the shot needs to be reset? I mean, I understand it. I've coached 9 years with a shot clock, so I understand the ins and outs of it. But if I'm a late coach, I'm sitting in the stands, or if I'm a late person and I'm sitting in the stands watching the game, what's the easiest thing that we could tell them to remember when the clock gets reset? Change
of possession. I think, Coach, most fans, most coaches, most players are watching the ball, so they're not spending a whole lot of time watching the shot clock or the game clock. So I think the main thing is to change of possession. Make sure it's a change of possession. If it's a tip ball, if it's a scramble for a loose ball, make sure that you wait until there is actually a change of possession before before you reset that shot clock. It's easy. I mean, before we had it, I was handling officials with SCAD back when they had a basketball program, and we would also assign the shot clock and game clock operators for them. And I did a little bit while we're trying to get somebody, and it's like I say, you hit that button, it's already reset. So it's it's something, like I say, I think the main thing is patience and change of possession.
Well, we're going. It's going to be on full display starting Monday at Savannah Country Day, their holiday showcase. It's going to be 3 days of it, so it'll be a great opportunity for officials, fans, athletes, and coaches to really start getting adapted to what this is going to look like. Especially, I know we've already talked as our region in 21. We'll bring it into effect, and so we're all going to put in our region, us Christian Country Day and Aquinas, and so it's coming, and we're, like I said, I think we're the 11th state. Is that right? There's only 11 states that have a shot clock rule, which I thought there was way more than that. I thought Georgia was kind of behind on it, but we're the 11th state that's doing it, so we're really still up there with what this process looks like.
I think a lot of the rules, a lot of the actions that the rules committee are making is kind of modeled after women's college basketball, and you see the quarter change, the fouls change, now shot clock. So I think more and more it's going to that level. I mean, that makes it good and pretty on an even playing field for everybody. So if they do take it to the next level, or people can see the game similarities, so I think it's a good fit.
Well, it's consistency. That's what we're looking for, and I want the men. And we talked about this Wednesday night. The men's college game needs to go to 4 quarters. I mean, let's be consistent across the board. We're bringing in the shot clock now. We're bringing in the rules. Let's make it consistent across the board. And I think that's what is going to finally where everybody's going to see a change, when everybody's doing the same thing, right?
Yeah, that's a good fit. You're right, Coach. Yep.
All right, I got a question for you. I know it's off the 30-second clock. How have you guys the officials dealt with this COVID-19, keeping in shape and doing these games? And, I mean, touching the ball. Everybody's worried about touching the ball. How are you guys handle the COVID-19 thing?
Coach, it's been crazy. As you well know, it's a lot of cancellations. I mean, I had 2 games the week before Christmas, and both of them were canceled. A lot of same-day cancellations. A lot of games that are being made up on different days. We used to refereeing or officiating your schedule around Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday nights. And it's Monday, Wednesday, Thursday nights sometimes, trying to get these games rescheduled. It's been tough. Several officials, I say a handful or so, maybe a dozen, chose not to officiate this year because of the COVID situation, whether you have family members at home or just didn't want to jump in the mix. I think, we see balls going to the stands, and the first thing that happens is they throw it to you. So I mean, I catch it and I throw it to my partner. I was like, man, I'll just go ahead and keep playing with it and just wash your hands or put disinfectant on your hands. So it's a strange. It really is. And what we're saying is that all the players and all the coaches are fine, but the plans may not be fine. Who knows? We don't know where we get this thing from. I'm hoping it goes away soon with the vaccination. So we'll see. We'll see where life takes us in 2021.
Well, people just don't understand, Dewey, the amount of time and effort that goes into scheduling. I just know as an AD from, when your football team advances, that throws things all into a mix. Girls flag football, right. We've changed so many games, and then you throw COVID into the mix. People need to have a great appreciation for what you and George Donker do. I mean, it is like putting together this massive jigsaw puzzle every day. And there are things that might get mixed up or whatever. I want people to understand, though, like what you and Mr. Donker are doing is just amazing. I could not imagine all the scheduling. Football is one thing, but basketball, you talk about middle school games, Dewey. I mean, it's for SPAL alone, and there's not really public school middle school games right now. Is there public school basketball going on?
Not yet.
So you're talking about, I mean, I just know what it is with SPAL, trying to keep up with it, and high school. And so I just want people to have a great understanding of an appreciation for what you and George are doing from a scheduling perspective. It has got to be pretty insane. So all the officials that are out there, people got to realize we can't play these games without officials. It won't be a game. And so have an appreciation for what these people are doing, one, what they're sacrificing to be out there. So our kids, my son, my daughter, get to play middle school basketball. Our kids get to play high school basketball. So I just want them to have a great appreciation for what you do. So next time they don't agree with the call, just be quiet. Just let these guys officiate and be grateful for what we're being able to do at this time. That's for sure.
Well, we're always looking for good officials, so they want to come join in. We'll sit on that bleacher and referee from the stands like they do. It's a lot easier to call from the stands.
Without doubt, man.
I tell you what, George is going to have to get a raise this year. I tell you, there's been so many cancellations, not as much private school as it has been for public school. They're constantly having to deal with it, and we're going to have to dip in our pocket and give him a little increase because he has been a really key factor. It's a tough job. Plus, he works a regular job, so it's a tough situation for us. Yeah.
Well, we appreciate you coming on. It's always a pleasure, and we always have a good time when you're officiating. I'm coaching because we could talk to each other, and
that's right.
hopefully you're spreading that onto your younger officials because that's what we need, more officials that can communicate. And I'm not saying this because I like officials. If we didn't have officials in games, we'd be in big trouble. You wouldn't be able to play. So keep up the great work, and hopefully your holiday was a great one. And I'll see you on the court.
Okay, Coach. Thank y'all. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it, man. Yep.
All right.
I mean,
the job they have to do.
It's ridiculous.
Is absolutely one of the most amazing things that happen. I remember, just in the last 2 weeks, the emails I've had to send to George and be like, listen, George, hey, I got high school football here. I got girls flag here. We got to move these games here. We took over a tournament from Islands, and we had all the scheduling stuff. And, they do an amazing. People just do not understand all that goes into it. It's like people that show up at a game. They don't know the hours it took behind the scenes to get ready for that game. But if we don't have officials there, nothing can be done. Nothing can be played. And so just, hey, listen, next time you don't agree with something, just let it go, man. It's just we need to be happy that we're playing and that we're getting to do this because a lot of people are not. And so I know you might not agree with the call, but like you said, hey, they're always looking for great officials. You can get out of those stands and come.
Put that whistle around your neck.
Yeah, put that stripes on or that gray alternate jersey. I meant to ask him about that.
We didn't. That was far from my thought right there.
Yeah, but they do a great job, and like I said, the scheduling is an unbelievable task. In itself.
All right, well, that's it with the guests. We got to thank our guests for coming on. Once again, we got to thank to kick the show off was Dewey Delettre. Now we ended with Dewey Delettre, great guy, Savannah basketball official for a long time. College official, so does a great job. Then, of course, our athlete of the week, our Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic athlete of the week, Colt Bragg, who's out there shooting somewhere.
Shooting birds somewhere.
Clay sports shooter, Pinewood Christian Academy, 17 South Rod and Gun Club, Alabama scholarship. What more do I have to say? And, of course, the Greg Talbot, great young man, came here 24, made his impact on the city with the WSAV Blitz, the coaches show, the college coaches shows with Broadnecks and Quinn. He's done a great job, and he's going back home. Wish him the best of luck.
Yeah, he's going to go back, be an educator, teach English. Right. I'm sure he'll develop a sports journalism program
definitely.
As well, whoever lands him.
Said he wants to coach a little baseball.
Yeah, he'll land a passionate person who's going to impact lives.
A lot of minor league baseball experience too.
Yeah. So thanks, Greg, for all you've done, and you're here in Savannah, and we wish you all the best going forward up there in Spokane.
All right, one last time, we got to thank our sponsors. 3 minutes, we'll be back. We're going to take 3 steps out the door with the coach and AD. I think I get to grill him this week, right? I get to grill him this week. So it'll be the coach grilling him with three questions out the door. You're watching the Coach and AD right here from the center of the
Sports Universe.
Coach's Corner. It's all part of the Coach's Corner Sports Network. We'll be right back after this.
It's all sports, all the time. That's Coach's Corner and Thunderbolt. Coach's Corner has been voted the best in Savannah for 20 years running, and it's no wonder why. Sports, live music, delicious and generous portions of pub food, all for our fans. No matter what the season, there's always a reason to check out Coach's Corner. It's always game time at Coach's Corner. Pick your favorite sport, pick your favorite team, and pick a TV, and Coach's Corner is your place. Coach's Corner is always open for lunch, dinner, and now breakfast, Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 10:30. But remember, Coach's Corner still has takeout service. John Harrison and Coach's Corner crew has smoked Boston butts, ribs, and chicken on the grill. You can place your order by calling Coach's Corner at 912-352-2933. That's 912-352-2933. As always, make it a night to remember at Coach's Corner.
At Calvary Day School, we want our students to be fully equipped and on the cutting edge of academics, making a difference in our world. Your child will grow academically, physically, socially, and spiritually. At Calvary, it is so good to say we are one school with one mission and one vision: faith, academics, excellence, and building champions through Christ. Calvary Day School, we consider it a privilege to meet with your family personally. Call Philip Lee, Director of Admissions, at 351-2299. That's 351-2299.
For over half a century, it comes in uniforms, sporting goods, or trophies. Thompson's got you covered. From cleats to caps and best prices on the biggest brands, Under Armour, Adidas, and more. From baseball to soccer, volleyball to softball, and yes, football too. Every season starts at Thompson Sports Shop. From come get equipped at Thompson Sports Shop's new location, 6606 Abercorn Street, Suite 102 in Savannah. Open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and seasonal on Saturdays. At locally owned Thompson Sporting Goods and Trophies, come see where everyone is a winner.
You still want some real New York deli and Italian food? Bada bing, bada boom. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering is open at 7630 Skidaway Road in Savannah, Georgia during this social distancing problem. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering will take calls for pickup at 912-354-2914. That's 912-354-2914 on the phone, capiche? If you want Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering goods delivered, go to savtakeout.com, savtakeout.com to place the order. Remember, Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering, we ain't New York style, we are New York.
Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic. Your back hurts, another body part hurts all the time, it makes you mad, the pain drives you crazy, you just want to pick something up and throw it across the room? If you can, at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic, you get complete chiropractic care and pain relief to help you move better, have a less painful life, and of course, achieve a healthier lifestyle. The Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic is now located at 2 locations in Savannah, Georgia, at 329 Eisenhower Drive, and in Pooler at 114 Canal Street, Suite 603. So visit Dr. Bart Wetherington at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic for all your chiropractic needs.
Well, it's time to get out of here, and I'm going to make sure my microphone's on, and it's been an hour and a half already. It flies by so quick. It's the Coach and AD on the Karl DeMasi Sports Report every Saturday morning live from Coach's Corner, the center of the sports universe, all part of the Coach's Corner Sports Network. What's happening here at Coach's Corner? A gazillion TVs, big games today, college and pro football today.
Yes.
So, I mean, it's going to be football all day long. And then come back tomorrow. We got NFL football. We got breakfast Monday through Friday from 6 to 10:30. You got to come try it. Yeah.
We got a little bit of time now.
Let's do it Monday.
Can't Monday. You got to be in Atlanta.
Calvary Day School will be playing for the Georgia High School State Association's inaugural Class 1A, 5A Flag Football Championship. Big congratulations, but a lot going on here at Coach's Corner. Make sure the concerts will come back in January, so stay tuned. It'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, man. So, like I said, all the TVs are on, ready to go. Come in here, get warmed up, get fired up for whatever team you're watching today, and get some great food on for sure.
And if you love this show, remember, it's the Coach's Corner Sports Network. We have NASCAR rubbing and grubbing. Let me see if I can get that little banner right there over my left shoulder. No, that's my right shoulder. Okay, it's backwards. So rubbing and grubbing. Dan Foles, Brandon Baines, Lawrence Bennett do a great job. Go to their YouTube channel, watch the previous shows. They talk everything NASCAR. Even though there's no NASCAR going on, they're having a lot of fun.
They can count down and tell you how many days to Daytona 500, though, I guarantee you.
It's got to be like 70. It's got to be down in the 70s
it's
by now.
Yeah, it's got to be in there.
That's their Super Bowl for those guys.
Super Bowl of NASCAR, man.
So, once again, check it out. And then, of course, we have a podcast, Spencer Maddox, Travis Jadon with the Hot Grids podcast. We just talked about the 30-second clock. Travis wrote a great article for the Pep Sports Sport about the tournament that's happening at Savannah Country Day. Check it out. That's up there today. So Travis is all over the place. And then, of course, it's us, the Coach and AD, the Karl DeMasi Sports Report. Started this way back March 28th on the internet, and it's December 26th, right? Woo. And we haven't missed a Saturday.
No,
whether you're on the road, I'm on the road.
We're making it.
It's a great program. So it's 3 steps out the door. But before we get to that, that's where I grill him with 3 questions off topic, whatever. The college football playoff was announced.
Man.
It was announced this week.
Here we go.
And, of course, you got Alabama, Clemson, Ohio State, and Notre Dame. I am a true green and gold Notre Dame fan. I grew up watching Notre Dame. That's the only thing we watched every Saturday with my dad. If you moved, if you touched the TV channel, believe me, back then it was whack. You didn't go anywhere. So, do I believe Notre Dame should be in? No, I really don't. I'm a believer that Cincinnati and Coastal Carolina, who's playing today against Liberty tonight, that's their feature college game, they should have had a chance. Ohio State played 5 games. Oh, but, it's the Big Ten, and you got Justin Fields, and it's all about the money. How about give the little guy a chance? And I know, Chad, you've heard me go off on the soapbox. Why am I playing football in the College Football Bowl series when I'm never going to have a chance to play there because it's all Big 5? Something's got to break. We either got to go to 8 teams, we got to go to 16 teams, 1AA, Division II, Division III, have a 16-team playoff. Wake up, Division I. Wake up, College Football Bowl Series. We have to get more teams involved. The greatest college tournament, in my mind, is March Madness. Everybody has a chance. They take 68 teams. Well, those 4 teams don't really matter because they're playing the out games, the play-in games. Baloney. That's 4 more teams that get a chance. People don't love the NFL because they got an extra team in the playoffs. They don't love Major League Baseball because now we got extra teams in the playoffs. That's what it's all about. Give these kids, who I think are essential workers, if you look at it, because they're doing it for our enjoyment.
Yep.
Give them a chance to dream. Maybe I can play. Maybe I can win. It's all about the bucks, but there's got to be something we can do.
I agree. I think expansion will come at some point when the next TV contract is up. From that standpoint, hey, you talk about you didn't believe your Gold Domers should be in there.
They shouldn't.
That Cincinnati, you believe that should be the team that'll be in there.
Coastal Carolina.
We'll see how that goes.
Is it fair to bring them young? They were undefeated too, weren't they?
No, BYU lost to Coastal Carolina.
They lost to Coastal Carolina. Yeah. That's right. I forgot that was that 3-day game that
they picked up on Wednesday, played on Saturday, and I agree with the whole Ohio State thing. I'm a little bit disappointed that one. Big Ten went back and changed rules in mid. One, they started late. Big Ten started late on their own. That's their own fault.
Right.
And then they changed rules just so they could get a team into the college football playoff. That, more than anything else, I don't like. We can argue about who the 4 teams should be or whatever. Right. Mm-hmm. One, I don't think Ohio State should be the 3 seed.
Nope.
If you're going to put them in there, you need to put them in the 4 because they've not done it.
Played enough.
Yeah, they've only played 5-6 games.
But who wants to see Clemson and Notre Dame again? That's what it would have been.
I'd rather seen that than Ohio State at 3 from a fairness standpoint. Right. Mm-hmm. Let them, hey, you're really good. Go be Alabama first game, and then we can give you all the props of, hey, you deserve to be there. So they'll get a chance against Clemson though, and we'll see what happens. I personally hope they get drubbed by 40.
Let's go down the road. Let's go to Statesboro. Is Georgia Southern ever going to be able to win a national championship?
No.
Like they won how many in 1AA?
No, but
6?
you move up for money. You do it for money, do it for TV contracts and things, so you can continue to build your program. I know it's frustrating from that standpoint, but that's where we are right now. Till we get to expand it, I think expansion will come when the next TV contract is up.
Well, I hope so. I hope they go to 8 teams at least.
Because it's $1 billion industry for CBS. It is. It's $1 billion industry for CBS.
We have to go to 8 teams.
With March Madness.
We have to go to 8 teams.
And that's why you also see that ABC and ESPN picked up the SEC network, SEC games, because it's a $1 billion industry.
Money maker.
Big money having that number 1 conference.
Give us 8 teams. Just give us 8 teams. So Cincinnati and Coastal Carolina will have a shot at something. Do something out there. And, they're already – okay, I know this is longer than we wanted to go, but they're already making the bowl games part of the college football playoff system, right?
Well,
we're not going to be at the Rose Bowl.
But you also saw that you didn't have to have 2 weeks to prepare.
Right.
Teams are coming off and played 7 days, 5 days later.
How about 3 days?
How about a bowl game the next day after they announced it because they knew it was coming? Right. So it can be done, guys. It's just a matter of money. Working out the dollars to expand it.
All right, so 3 steps out the door. Once again, we thanked everybody for coming on, and that's what it's all about. The guests make this show run, okay? Once again, I got to thank Of course, John Henderson for letting us do this. And, of course, Dr. Bart Wetherington for that Athlete of the Week. Every week we've been doing this. Okay, it's tis the bowl season, okay?
Tis the bowl season.
Your favorite, well, I know I'm being a hypocrite here, but your favorite bowl game to watch? Not teams, the favorite bowl you love to watch.
Has to be the Rose Bowl. Just the setting, even though it's not going to be.
It's not going to be in Pasadena.
Because California outlawed contact sports. Can't have contact sports, but they can play basketball in LA right now because of LeBron. And
it's not contact.
Okay, ask Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, I know.
Contact with 8 stitches last night in his mouth. So
laceration in the mouth.
Yep, from non-contact.
Okay, so go ahead.
The Rose Bowl, just from the scenery, the setting of it. They always have it in the middle afternoon game as the sun's going down behind the Sierra Nevada mountains out there. To me, it's one of the most beautiful, just events there is, the pageantry that goes along with it. The Rose Bowl to me is one of the most fun games. Just the setting, the environment on TV is. Don't get me wrong, I love Hard Rock Stadium down there in Miami is pretty cool now, but from a setting perspective of where a bowl game should be, Rose Bowl is definitely it.
Keith Jackson, from the granddaddy of them all, the Rose Bowl.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm getting pretty.
Everybody's parking on the golf course right next to it. It's awesome.
It's beautiful. All right, the favorite. Okay, your favorite memory of the most outstanding bowl game you ever watched, whether it be on TV or in person.
Let's see. Bowl game watched on TV was Texas over USC in the Rose Bowl. Vince Young, basically a one-man demolition duo over maybe what could have been or was prescribed as the best college football team in history. If you go back and look at the USC Trojans, there with Matt Lyon, Reggie Bush, I think that whole group. And so that's one of the most memorable games I remember watching from that standpoint. Being at a game, North Carolina was playing in the Belt Bowl. Golly, I think I was back my first years in college, and it snowed.
Right.
And it was awesome being in downtown Charlotte, snowing at that bowl game.
The Belt Bowl.
The Belt Bowl in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Or the Yankee Pinstripe Bowl. All right. Now,
that'd be a great place.
We talk about the GOAT. When I was growing up, the GOAT was the guy that caused the team to win the game. Or the guy that made now the GOAT means the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
Okay, 'tis the bowl season. Who is the GOAT? The GOAT, not the GOAT. The GOAT of all college bowl football announcers.
Oh, announcers?
TV announcers, someone that you love to listen to. Like, I mean, there's no other way than Georgia football, Larry Munson, but let's talk about the bowls.
I mean, I think anybody that's calling the Rose Bowl, like you said, looking live, whether it's Brent Musburger or whoever else is calling those games, that's definitely – that's one of the greatest opening lines is you're looking live from, wherever it's at. Right. That coming into it is just great. So,
all right. No.
Go ahead.
Give me a person.
Keith Jackson.
Yeah, there's no other way.
Keith Jackson.
We say Tommy Palmer, God rest his soul. May he enjoyed wherever he is. The holiday season was the voice of Georgia high school football. The voice of college football, in my mind,
Keith Jackson.
It's Keith Jackson.
No doubt.
I mean, don't forget about Lindsey Nelson, too. I mean, he was another good one.
Yeah.
I mean, Brent Musburger. I mean, we can go on, but there's nobody like that. Larry Munson. There's nobody like that anymore.
Yeah.
Keith Wes Jackson, Durham doesn't do a bad job.
No, he doesn't. But Keith Jackson, and then who else was going to say? Golly. I don't know, but I think Keith Jackson.
I mean, John McKay was the voice of Wide World of Sports.
Yeah, John McKay was good from that standpoint. But the guy that calls the games for Alabama, Gold, last name Gold.
Yeah.
He does all the NASCAR races as well.
Does he?
Oh yeah, he did all.
Rubbin and Grubba would love that.
Yeah.
Get a little college football in it.
Yeah. So he's always fun listening to as well. But Keith Jackson definitely the voice of college sports.
All right. Well,
football.
Hopefully it's been the greatest holiday season for you. I mean, Merry Christmas yesterday. We got New Year's coming next week. We'll be back here Wednesday night like we do every Wednesday night. Coach traveling up to the ATL to play for the state title in Georgia high school football. Never, I mean, did you ever think this would happen when you started this?
No. No. Somebody asked me that. I got Rex Castillo asked me that. He was up in Atlanta covering the Columbus schools.
Right.
And He goes, what did you think this was going to happen when you started? I said, listen, I didn't know what to expect when we started in October. You had all these girls that said they were going to play, but it's in between all these seasons, softball's ending, cross country's ending, basketball starting. How are we going to manage all this? And in the middle of it all, we're pressing down at Dafford Park, trying to get things going before, middle of football was going on. But the girls just kept coming out, and they kept having fun, and Coach Grassy and them have done a tremendous job. And one more game, get a chance to play for a state title, which was really awesome. The end of the game the other day was super exciting. And now we get to play inside the stadium. I got to talk to the girls about, hey, it's going to be all of our Georgia high school information. It's going to be broadcast. You're going to be on TV. You got to act right. You got to do all these things. And but it's a great opportunity. So excited for two small schools from South Georgia getting to play for an A through 5A state championship. Pretty incredible.
And one that almost shut down because of COVID-19.
Yeah.
Portal High School.
They went through a stretch there. They didn't know if they will continue to get to play sports.
Now they part of the Bullock County.
County. Yeah, they are.
So two teams that started out way back when 6-6 tie get to battle it out to determine who's the best in Georgia high school. That's 12 o'clock Monday. You can watch it on GPB, Georgia Public Broadcasting System. I tried to get John on.
Yeah,
he was preparing for the week.
Oh yeah, he's got a slew of games to prepare for. 2 girls' flag games, probably a little bit much.
So hopefully it's been the best, and hopefully whatever you've been doing up to this point, you've hit out of the park until we talk to you Wednesday night. Maybe
Santa was good to you.
Your greatest week ever. Yeah, I didn't get my gifts yet. We're doing that January 15th. We're waiting for my daughter to come home.
Oh, gotcha.
What was the best gift for you yesterday?
Watching my kids. It never gets old, even though they've gotten a little bit older, and I gotta wait. Not that they don't believe, but they understand some things. But they were so excited at certain things that they didn't think they were getting yesterday. That was definitely a fun
time in 30
And then
years.
Sherry got me a probably one of the best gifts I got yesterday. She got me an automatic candy dispenser. There was this lady in our church office, Margaret Widener, used to run our church business office, and she had this candy dispenser always filled with M&Ms.
I got you. Now you put the quarter in.
No, hers was just it was no
free.
money. Yeah, it's free. Go in there. And so she used to kid me all the time about, hey, you used to come see me to get candy. I was like, well, checks and candy, always a mix. So Sherry got me this automatic. You basically just put your hand underneath it. And she got me.
It was like the paper towels.
Oh yeah, a huge bag of M&Ms, mini M&Ms yesterday. And I sit there all day, like. Yeah,
for the guy that lost 50 pounds, he's going to put it back on.
About putting it back on right now.
He got a little Christmas present for me too. So,
I got some Zeppelis here in a bag. I'm going to go home and reheat, and so it'll be my dessert later today.
So
appreciate you, man.
Yeah, I mean,
good Christmas.
And
like January 15th.
I didn't want to interrupt you. It's the first time in 30 years my wife and I have not had kids on Christmas morning. Dom came by yesterday afternoon, celebrated with us with my father-in-law, his grandfather. But the first time, one son, Russell's up in Atlanta, daughter's on her way to New York to visit her boyfriend's family. So it was tough. But I can't wait till January 15th when we get together. And like you said, even though they're in their late 20s and 30s, not late 30s, but late 20s, it's great to see them, on Christmas morning. So
it was pretty exciting.
Like I said, maybe best week ever. We're here every Saturday morning, every Wednesday night. It's all part of the
Coach Corn Sports Network, which is the center of sports universe. We will see you Wednesday night live here from Coach's Corner.
And remember, we don't have our little props here. Lawrence is not here. Lawrence Bennett, we love you.
Yeah.
Okay, we don't have the hand
spray.
Stay
safe though.
Wash
Stay safe.
Hands. Put on that mask.
Mask
okay,
up.
Mask up. Whatever you got to do it.
Hopefully vaccines coming, people. Hopefully we're almost through this.
We're almost there. Hey, we can get online. We're the next group together. We're essential
educators.
Workers.
Yes, we are.
So,
amen, brother.
So once again, God bless. We'll talk to you on Wednesday night. Go Cavs.